Good morning and welcome. This is TMI Socials. I am Chukufumnanya Digwe, and here's what's making waves across the social media space. Now we begin with updates on the trending threat by the U.S. President Donald Trump on military strikes in Nigeria, against terrorists actually in Nigeria. Now the White House has released an official video titled "Christianity is Facing Existential Threat in Nigeria," in which U.S. President Donald Trump warned that Washington may suspend aid and even consider military action if Nigeria fails to protect its Christian population. Now, this particular statement is now trending on global media. It has drawn sharp reactions. While a section of netizens applaud the move, the Nigerian government insists the violence is not religiously motivated. Meanwhile, China has taken a hop on this train. China is in support of the Nigerian government, telling the U.S. government basically not to meddle in Nigerian affairs. Just to kickstart this update, let's get to see the new video by the U.S. President Donald Trump that's now circulating across the social media space.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
All right, so the hang of that video is Christianity is facing existential threats in Nigeria. How true is this? I mean, the Nigerian government has come out to debunk things and basically say there might be insecurity and, issues of terrorism in the country, but it's not targeted at any particular religious group. However, like I did say, China is having a statement on this. Let's get to see a little expose on the Chinese stance on this particular issue.
Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs in a statement said that the allegations do not reflect the true situation and that the Nigerian government has the resolve to tackle the violent extremism, defend all citizens, respect faith tolerance, diversity and inclusion, and the rules-based international order. Trump said the U.S. will immediately cut off all assistance to Nigeria if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians and will very likely launch military operations, was China's comment. As Nigeria's comprehensive strategic partner, China firmly supports the Nigerian government in leading its people on the development path suited to its national conditions. China firmly opposes any country using religion and human rights as an excuse to interfere in other countries' internal affairs and threatening other countries with sanctions and force.
That is a very direct statement, and it's very clear what the stance of the Chinese government is. Now let's get to see social media reactions. The first commenter does go ahead to say, it could be positive in the sense that no one would be invading Nigeria's government itself. They would be targeting Islamic extremist groups. In that scenario, the three governments could actually coordinate to deal with that threat. Now let's see another comment. This comment says, it's about time for West neo-colonial states to finally end the brutality of past centuries after hundreds of years spent kidnapping hundreds of thousands of Africans for enslavement overseas, killing at least as many, and then using Africans is still living in colonized territories to be forced into back-breaking labor and punished by maiming, torture, or death. for slow reaction times or inability to meet arbitrary quotas. Finally, the aggressors are finding their former targets allied with powerful friends, Russia and China among them, who are willing to defend the Africa people. It's about time. That's that comment. Moving on to what the netizen is saying about this. This commenter says, even if Trump is after our ancestors, no wahala. Since he tweeted, army is now updating on their war with terrorists. Hostages freed, DSS sacks over 100, only 2 attacks reported since then, 1 in Benue and 1 in Taraba. Many people are now speaking about the terror. Let's see another comment. Well, this netizen says, this statement is a deeply troubling reality that demands urgent international attention. The persecution of Christians in Nigeria has reached a critical point, threatening not only lives, but also the principles of faith, freedom, and humanity. Let's take another comment on this particular trending sensation right now on the social media space. Christy says the authorities in Nigeria know where the terrorists are, but they don't want to, they won't go after them. In fact, they marry wives for them and pay huge ransoms to them. The terrorists use the monies to expand their territories. They are so bold. They post their activities on TikTok. Copied. Well, that is that take. Let's take the final take on this particular issue. This take says, it's actually from an American citizen, Sean Hooper says, 5,000 people a month die of drug overdose, 16,000 homicides this year, 45 million live in poverty, 776,000 homeless, 38,000 of those are veterans. Baron, he's referring to Donald Trump, when is Americans going to get the help? We are tired, brother, and I voted for Trump. Well, that is the end of that. Those are the comments as regards Donald Trump's threats on his military intervention to the situation currently going on in Nigeria. Now, moving on to our next social media trend, it actually formed a part of our conversation here in the Benin Network Center. We're talking about the Anambra polls. Yes, there's a lot of expectations from INEC and a lot of conversation about whether Charles Soludo, who is actually the incumbent governor of the state, whether he's going to get another term in office. Some saying no, some saying perhaps. We're hoping that this electoral process is going to actually bring to the limelight the new session of the newly elected INEC chairman, Joash Ojo. Now let's first get to see the comments that are circulating the social media space as about this particular issue. This one says, I pray he wins. It's not going to be easy. Anambras should not sell their votes like a dough. Una own go was past a dough if you allow Soludo back. Ada for real says, well, what's that trying to mean? Let's see another comment. This one says, Soludo is a one-time governor and needs to go back to teaching so that he can stand in front of students and be telling them stories. That's what he's good at. Let's take the final comment on this issue. This commenter says, you are absolutely right. Beyond online enthusiasm, there needs to be a strong ground game. Mogalu George's campaign should focus on direct voter engagement, town hall community meetings, door-to-door outreach, and real conversations that connect with people's needs and hopes. Well, those are the comments as regards the Anambra poll actually coming up on the 8th of November 2025, that is on Saturday. There are high expectations, and as you just saw, the social media space is buzzing. Well, that is the size of our package on TMI Socials this morning. And on behalf of the whole TMI crew, I want to say a very big thank you for joining in on the show today. From our Benin, Lagos, and Abuja network centers, we say thank you so much to our viewership and also our very insightful guests. Do have yourself a lovely day. Bye for now.